There's a very disturbing statistic that we had floating around our office the other day. Over 30% of people involved in a relationship either cheat on or are cheated on by their partner in that relationship. And people fear that the statistics are realistically even higher than that. So we thought, you know what happens once you've admitted to having an affair? Can you rebuild your relationship? So we're going to talk to Trevor Warren from CoreQuest Counseling and Consulting today. Now, first of all, Trevor, 30%, is that, what, in your estimation, is that low or is that high for people that are...
Like you say, I think it's probably, that's the reported ones. I think there's probably a lot more of that going on in between. Yeah.
Now, you have an interesting perspective in this, because one of the things that we're going to talk about is breakdown versus breakthrough. Right. A lot of people think when an affair or something's happening outside a relationship, that automatically means the demise of the relationship. Right. How do you approach that when people come in to talk to you as a partnership?
Well, oftentimes it is, you know, that's the place where someone will bail out of the relationship. Yeah. But actually, there is a huge opportunity there, right? We get triggered in that. We have all sorts of questions. How could you do this to me? And but there's actually something that's going on deeper inside that gets triggered there. And if you have the right communication tools, you can actually, that crisis can be the catalyst for the growth in the relationship.
Okay, I can understand a part of that, but at the same time, and I've never been in this situation, I would be really, really, really angry.
Yes.
How do you get past that anger? Is that your own internal stuff, or do you have a right to be that angry if someone's been cheating on you in your relationship?
Well, you've got the pain and upset when that question, like, how could you do this to me?
Yeah.
We do have an answer for that, but we don't, it's a very subconscious answer, right? It's like, why did this person do this to me? It's like, it's inside, it's like, okay, because I'm not important, because I'm unworthy or whatever. And this is stuff that predates even the relationship. This is stuff that we carry into the relationship. And so the opportunity there is to actually heal that belief, grow around that belief, right? Because that's actually not true.
Well, and sometimes I think people have trouble with the idea that they may be partially, and I don't want to use the word blame, but they may be partially responsible for pushing someone towards this kind of thing. Is that a tough thing for people to recognize sometimes, that maybe they weren't giving the person that went out and had the affair outside the relationship some of the things that they needed?
Not meeting needs, right? Yeah. You're talking about needs. Well, I have a bit of a twist on needs, is that I don't think we have needs. Okay. I think that actually I start off with the idea.
I can give you a list.
But I start off with the idea that we actually are already whole and complete ourselves.
Okay.
And that's the mistake. The original mistake we make is that we try to find someone who's going to fill those needs. And the affair is, okay, you know, after this relationship doesn't work out, this one over here is going to be, we have this romanticized version, they're going to give it to me. But actually that's not true. You can't find it there either. So it's actually about using the current upset to find out, to remember that you are okay, finding,
Is that where the breakthrough comes from, is that people have to have that recognition and also start communicating that to their partner too? Because that's the other thing that happens here sometimes is, and you're talking about with the breakthrough, is this is an opportunity for people to go, okay, you know what? We can lay it all on the table now because we've had this horrible thing happen, so I can tell you anything now. Is that what happens a lot of times?
Well, that's the last thing we want to admit, right, is that, you know, underneath all this, I really feel like unworthy, you know, bad, and that's the last thing we want to bring. But that's what we need to bring, because that and actually commit to this common purpose that together we're going to heal and remember that I am okay with that in the middle of this.
Well, and there's a lot of anecdotal evidence that shows that people, once they've fought through a crisis like that in a relationship, if they manage to get through that next year or two, it can really strengthen their communication and their entire relationship for their entire life. What do you find in your practice is the percentage? Like, are there percentages of people who actually get through it, get over it, and move on, and people who just go, okay, screw it, that's it?
Yeah, for sure. There's both. I mean, some people just want to be right. Yeah, they did it to them, and so they'll bail on the relationship and they'll just repeat it. It'll manifest in some different way in the next one. Other people are willing to hang out for the lesson, the growth opportunity, and those are the people that actually expand both personally and in the relationship.
Wow.
Sure, half and half.
Do you find, or do you think, as a counselor, like people when they're in a relationship, regardless of what the crisis is, whether it's a big one or a small one, should they come and talk to someone? Because it can be really healthy to have that third party where, you know, nothing invested, nothing in a relationship, you can say whatever you want to.
Well, I think if you find that your current strategy or way of handling it has not worked, and you can tell when that's happening. If it's not, go to somebody, talk to somebody about it, because, you know, obviously your strategy hasn't worked. No, it's not going to hurt. You know, having lots of new ways of looking at it.
One really big question for the end: are human beings monogamous by nature?
I won't get into that one.
Do you have an opinion on that one?
I don't know where to go with that one.
Counselor. There we go. Stump the Counselor. You know what? I can't suggest it enough. If you're having any sort of crisis in your relationship, or you just feel like you want to have an opportunity to get to know your partner better and talk some things through, think about couples counseling. It can be very healthy. And if you've had an affair, you know what? Don't just quit. Go and talk to someone first. You can always bail in a little while. You don't have to do it right away. Trevor, thank you very much. I appreciate it. We're going to take a break and come back with lots more on Breakfast Television. Stick around.